Welcome to today's video, and welcome to the third video I have filmed today. This has been an intense day of filming and I am so here for it. I love this so much. So for this video, I am going to be revamping some thrift store art because I just feel like it's a really fun way to personalize some artwork, and it's really creative and you can do so much with it. And I thought it would be like a really cool Christmas gift to give to someone who you don't really know what to get for, or if you're thinking of like decorating your place but you're kind of like trying to keep it on the cheaper side, this is definitely a way of achieving that. And so I just wanted to say that I am not an artist at all by any stretch of the imagination, but you honestly don't need to do these projects because they're so simple and you can basically just do whatever you want and you can make it like really fun. So yeah, that's what I'm doing for this video and I hope that you guys like it. So the first piece of art that I'm going to be working with is this super faded, I don't even know if you can see it on camera, but it's like this super faded painting landscape. Is this a landscape? Does landscape only mean like nature, or can a landscape also be buildings? I don't know. Anyways, it's this like outline of all these buildings and stuff, and I assume this is like somewhere in Europe. It looks European. Anyways, so I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to try to find a way to make it look less faded and kind of bring out the colors in this, and also add more color because it's like kind of blue up here, but you can't really see the blue. Like the blue basically looks white. So I'm just gonna see what I can do with this to bring more life to it. For starters, I'm going to have to take it out of the frame, which they taped it. So I'm gonna have to like cut through the tape. So I have a box cutter and hopefully I don't cut anything important. I'm really scared about doing this. Okay, so I got through the tape and I had thought that was the only obstacle, but they also stapled the freaking corkboard to the frame. So I have to go get a staple remover and hopefully that works, because I don't know what I'm gonna do if I can't get the staples out. I might just have to like paint onto the glass or something, which would not look as good. So yeah. Okay, I'm kind of giving up on this one for now. I can't get through the staples and I'll find a way to get through them. Like, I will get through them, but I just need to think. So, for now, we are doing this, and I've already taken the frame off it, which was kind of a nightmare. Not as much of a nightmare as the other one, but it was glued on there pretty well, so I'm glad that's off now. But yeah, we're just going to change this up a bit and see what we can do. So, oh, hey, hello from the super weird angle. Okay, I think the first thing I'm gonna do with this is just paint the border white, because this is super old and it's definitely yellowed over time, so I just want to make this look more fresh. So I think that's the first step that I'm going to do with this. So this is what it looks like now after painting the border, and already I feel like it looks so much better. And I definitely didn't do a perfect job at painting. There were some parts where I kind of got a bit of white in the black margin, and you know, I tried my best to like scrape that out with my fingernail. It didn't do a perfect job, but that's okay. And I kind of like how you can see that it's not perfectly white. Like there are some spots where you can kind of see the yellowish, brownish, whatever that color was, through the white. And I don't know, I kind of like that whitewash color, so I'll probably keep that. And now moving on to the next step. Next thing that I'm kind of not a fan of in this painting is the gross rose pink, whatever that color is, orangish pinkish color. I don't like that. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut up different pieces of newspaper and kind of like glue that in the back. And I feel like the kind of like mismatched like shapes and geometric cutouts and stuff will kind of match the designs on the pots, how those are kind of like geometric and stuff. So hopefully this will look okay. I've cut up lots of these little pieces of newspaper. I cut up some words, and I also cut up, there was like an artwork piece in the newspaper, so I just cut up pieces of that. So I had to go charge the battery for a bit because my battery kind of died. So I didn't film me actually gluing the paper down, which like, I don't know, it would have been cool to see, but it's like not a huge step. So this is kind of the finished look. I kind of dig it. Like, I don't know, just the geometricness of it just really works with the pots, and I feel like it definitely looks newer than it was before. And yeah, obviously it's no masterpiece, but I feel like it's pretty good for someone who doesn't do art. So yeah, this is it. I actually just made the spontaneous decision to flick paint on it, which I feel like kind of ruined it, but whatever. I mean, yeah, it was better before. So the next thing I'm gonna do, which isn't exactly an art piece, but I found this mirror at, oh, you can see the Christmas tree in the background, that's cute. I'll keep it like this. So yeah, I found this mirror and it's like warped and it's kind of falling apart, but I feel like it can make a really cool tray just to like hold little pieces or whatever if you kind of revamp this a bit. So I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to paint the bottom half or something and just kind of see how that goes. So I'm just mixing a little bit of white with a little bit of green to try to make like a mint green color. Hopefully that will work. So this is how it looks. I tried to add like a little circle in the middle, as you can see, but I was impatient and didn't wait for the paint to dry, so whatever, I'll just touch that up when the paint is dry and do a nice white layer of circle. Nice white layer of circle, a nice white layer of paint on the circle. So after giving it some thought, I decided that I want a straighter line for this mirror, so I'm just gonna like paint that. And okay, I'm kind of annoyed at myself because I broke the freaking frame for the pot painting, which, okay, I mean the frame was like kind of ugly, but still I don't have anything else to put it in, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with that now. But for now, we're just going to paint over the mirror. Hey, so I am in my room right now in a little corner because people are gonna come home soon, so I need to like clean up the living room and have that look respectable, but I still wanted to keep working on some of these art pieces. So I actually managed to open this this landscape one, which I am so happy about. It took about 45 minutes, but I'm in now, so that's good. And I forget if I mentioned this earlier, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by like tracing the outline of all the buildings, and yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and do that. It is the next day, and I think I'm going to be finishing up the projects in here because I don't have the whole house to myself today, so I can't really like work in the living room, so I'm just gonna work in my room. And yeah, I'm super excited. I think I'm gonna start off with the mirror and finish that circle that I was talking about that I tried to do before the paint dried, but since the paint is actually dry now, I'm gonna do a proper job of that. And yeah. Okay, so I've been thinking about this piece and how I'm gonna make it look less like a 4th grade art project. I feel like part of it is because the blossoms on this, focus, come on, there we go. The blossoms on this, it's not showing up pink actually, but in real life the blossoms on this are pink, so I think if I painted them white it would just blend in with everything a bit better. So yeah, I'm just gonna paint these white and see if it looks more cohesive. So this one is kind of killing me. Every time I try to make it look better, it just looks much worse. So I actually don't know how I'm gonna come back from this one and how to make it look better. But actually on camera it looks kind of cool, but if you saw it like off camera you'd be like, oh my gosh, did like a 10-year-old do that? That's how bad this looks. But I'm gonna keep thinking of ways to make this better, and hopefully I haven't surpassed the point of no return. I probably have, but I'm gonna keep trying. I added a bit of gray in with the white, just kind of dabbled that in there, and actually it has a bit more dimension now. Is that the proper art word? I don't know, but it looks like a bit better. So you know what, I'm happy with this. I think I'm just gonna leave this where it is and not do anything else to it because I'm scared of what I would do to it. So we're gonna leave it at that. Okay, so it's a little bit later and I did something to the pot painting, and I know you guys are probably like, oh my god, like just leave it alone. You've already messed it up enough, like just leave it, it's fine. But okay, I know I overthink things, and my overthinking things can often lead me to trouble. But today, I think it actually guided me to the promised land. Let me show you. Look, look. Wait, there it is. I love it. I actually love this now. All that needs to be done with this is like put on the frame and all that, the broken frame, and then we're good. Okay, so let's get that shadow out of the way. So my idea for this one is going to be, I think I'm gonna like cut out a picture of like a cloud or a sunset from like an old magazine that's lying around my home or something, and glue that on top. So I painted the bottom of this black so that it kind of looks like chalk, or like a chalkboard, I guess, that you can like write a message on there with chalk or with a white pencil crayon and just write like Merry Christmas or something on there. I don't know what I'm gonna write on there because I don't know who I'm giving this to, if anyone. So yeah, but I just thought it'd be like a cool idea so that you could write like a little message. After the black paint dried and all that jazz, I wrote vacilando on the bottom of the picture, and it's a word, it's a Spanish word that actually has no direct English translation, which I think is pretty cool. And it basically means to wander without like having destination in mind, like without thinking about like getting anywhere. It's basically like enjoying the journey, like that kind of thing. And I think it's a really cool word. Fun fact, I actually like want to get it tattooed on me someday when I like feel like I won't change my mind on things. Yeah, so this is it. Okay, so it is the next day and I feel like I didn't really show the finished version of this. So this is kind of what it looks like. I'm not super proud of this one, to be honest. Like, I don't know, it just looks really little kiddish, and I do like the little like bubbles though. Like, I feel like that's kind of fun. And I wasn't actually gonna do that at first. My original intent was just like paint over one corner, but then I realized how faded the painting was and the white just didn't match the trim, so I had to like paint the whole like margins and stuff. And then I was like, you know what, I'll just do these little bubbles. So it's like, I don't know, it's kind of cool, kind of makes it look like a dream. But yeah, I'm not super impressed with it. But I honestly had so much fun doing this, and I learned a lot about revamping art. And I think, okay, the two main things I learned from this are it's better to have a painting with a lot of stuff going on in it, like whether it's like a portrait or if it's just like a landscape painting of like the mountains or the forest or something. I feel like that's a lot better because I've seen different tutorials where people do stuff like they paint patterns over like a landscape and it looks really cool, or they'll paint over a portrait and have like words, like stick on words and then paint over that and then peel off the letters, and then it like makes a word, and like it's really cool how you can like see the painting through the letters. And so yeah, I think I will definitely do something like this again sometime, but I'll do, you know, more of a tutorial and not like a trial and error thing, because I think I kind of know what I'm doing now. So this was like a good, like, you know, first time trying it out. Oh, and another thing I learned is bigger paintings are better. I feel like when you have a bigger painting, it just automatically looks less juvenile than if you have something like, you know, this size. So yeah, that's what I learned from this. And yeah, I hope that you guys like these. If you make any of these for anyone for Christmas, be sure to let me know how it goes. And so yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, happy whatever you celebrate, and I'll see you next week after Christmas with another video. Bye!